Good morning, good evening, and good night. My name is TwoPointCho, and if you're new here, please consider checking out some of my other videos. And if you like what you see here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I know I rarely ask, so I'm making sure to do so. Anyways, guys, I was just scrolling through my channel, and I noticed that some videos that you guys really seem to enjoy is just me talking. And again, I know that this camera, this microphone is amazing, but I'm still figuring it out. So I figured we could try an entire video where I just talk. And obviously, I still enjoy the little brush strokes. It's just very, very gentle. But welcome to a sleepy time voice ASMR style video. And I figured that essentially, I could just start dropping tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. Because I haven't always slept that amazing. And to be honest, there's some nights that I still struggle. I still suffer, for sure. But I figure maybe with, a few tips, I can help someone out there. And maybe you just enjoy hearing my voice. And maybe that's good enough. And maybe you're laying in bed and you start to feel more sleepy, more tired. And if that's you, that's amazing. I really, really hope that it is that simple. But for those of you who are still struggling, don't worry. Because there is little tools, little tricks that I've found to be almost funnily bizarre enough that they just might work. Now it depends on person to person. Personally, I feel like I really need, a blanket or something over me to fall asleep. Whereas some people, they might feel, oh, I get too hot. I can't do that. Well, that's okay. There's some variation in everything. But I think it's very... Okay, I apologize. Bless you. We had to take a brief moment to wait. One of the dogs went crazy, so I apologize. However, as I was saying, it's important to figure out what works best for you, right? Some people like it warmer, some people like it colder. But there's a ton of these scientific researches that simply say, you release heat from the top of your head and your feet. So if you prefer to be even more warm or even more cold, simply wearing socks can change that, which I think is crazy. Also, this dog is eating something. That kind of sounds nice, doesn't it? Anyway, I don't know if this camera is picking that up. But outside of that, we've discussed slow breathing. So breathing in and breathing out. Typically, they always say in through your nose, out through your mouth. And it works. I mean, if you do that 2 or 3 times, very, very big breath, to where it's almost uncomfortable. And you're like, okay, go a little more. And I know that sounded funny, and it might feel funny. And then you just exhale it all. I promise you, if you do that 2 or 3 times, you are going to feel a lot more calm and content. I'm just scooting over just to show you this dog over here, who is definitely not paying attention to anything. So I apologize. What what are you eating? Anyways, we're here to try to get you to sleep. And have a little bit of fun in the meantime. But anyways, guys, so we've discussed that, right? But what if I told you that there's something as simple as just doing the same thing, roughly the same amount of time, each and every day to try to get to sleep? And I know that this sounds simple, and maybe you've heard it, but if you haven't tried it, I want you to try it again. You know, give yourself a few weeks max, maybe 2 or 3, of just at 9 p.m. I'm going to do this. 10 p.m. I'm going to aim to go to bed. So 9, I'm going to, shower, whatever. 9:30, I'm going to, shut all the lights off. So on and so forth. And I promise you, if you stick to a routine, whereas you get in bed, you try to do this, you try to do that, you will slowly feel more normal. And that is when, you can just fall asleep faster. And it is sad that it doesn't work overnight, but I'm telling you guys, slow and steady wins the race every single time for something like that. We're going to take a quick, brief intermission because she's still eating something. Okay, I just want to show you the dog is totally fine now for some reason. But anyways, and assuming that you enjoy ASMR, you might realize that certain triggers, certain sounds get you to relax. And therefore, if you are more relaxed, falling asleep is easy. I don't know if you've ever been stressed and then you try to fall asleep. It's almost impossible. You'll be up all night just worrying and worrying. So the ability to just clear your mind and just say, I'm not going to think about anything. And then you have no worries. It truly is like a magical gift, if you will, to be able to do that and then fall asleep. Which is why, again, I have a pattern of, I'm going to do this, do this, do this. And then by the time I'm, even part of the way through, my brain is like, okay, we're shutting off, we're going to bed, And sometimes I get in bed and I still, I'll lay there for a while. So then, simply, I just try and pause all the noise, and I think, what did I do today? And I'll just backtrack and kind of, recap my day, if you will. And sometimes that really helps. Sometimes it's like, oh, I've done this, I've done this. And then it's like, okay, maybe I didn't finish, a project I had. Maybe, you are worried about something and you just subconsciously are worrying about it because, you don't remember all of the little things you did that day. Maybe you were supposed to text someone. Maybe you were supposed to set up an appointment and you didn't. And that's why you're still awake. And if that fails and I'm still, awake, struggling to sleep, because there's a difference between, oh, I'm awake and, oh, I can't sleep, then honestly, I just sit there and I pray. Because someone once told me that if you're struggling to sleep, maybe the Lord wants to talk to you. And again, it sounds silly, right? because you're like, well, what am I going to, do or think at 1 a.m. when I can't sleep? But again, I've noticed sometimes that really, really helps. And then it's like, I've checked all my boxes, you know? And sometimes you just got to do that to really make sure that you are, able to sleep. It never hurts, I say. And then there's a, last, if I'm still not able to sleep, someone else, through, I'm pretty sure I was like researching this. But anyways, there was a study, I forget, academic study. But essentially, they were saying if you cannot sleep and you've tried everything, get up, get out of your room, go into the kitchen, go wherever. But just do something else for 15 minutes and be like, okay, I'm going to, clean the dishwasher, empty it or whatever. And then it's like, okay, I don't, you know, I don't want to do that regardless, whatever. Then try to go back to sleep after 15 minutes. And it's weird because you're like, well, I've been laying in bed for 2 hours and I can't fall asleep. How is that going to help? Again, if all else fails, try all those things. And I feel like that's almost everything that I've been told or tried or learned or, looked up. Which again, I could most definitely look up more. If you guys just enjoy me rambling about this, I'll ramble about anything. Um, but I really think that it's important, to try to like help and educate and, just relax. Maybe you just click on this and you're like, screw this. And, who knows? Maybe none of it worked for you. And if that's the case, I really do apologize. But the reason that I was, discussing this was that I noticed that you guys really, really enjoy, or seem to enjoy, videos where I just talk. And, hopefully, this is one of those videos where you guys sit back and relax and enjoy it. And again, I really, really do appreciate the support. So send this to some friends. If you really, really support me, I just want to say thank you. So, without further ado, we're going to do some brushstroke sounds, just for a minute or two. Just, if you're still here and you're still not able to fall asleep, we'll just do some sounds real quick, and then we'll be on our way. So anyways, guys, I'm going to preemptively, sign out, air quotes. So this has been TwoPointCho, wishing you a fantastic sleep. And I hope to see you all in the very, very next video. And again, if you're new here, consider subscribing. But anyways, guys, peace. Good night.